If you're part of the Zoom, do not be on YouTube. Hey guys. If you're part of the Zoom, do not be on YouTube. Hello. Hi. Can you guys all hear me all right? All right.
Oh, shit.
Okay. I think I've muted everybody. Okay. We will keep it at muted. If you guys want to ask anything or say something, if you go to the very, very bottom and hover over the reactions with the smiley face and the plus, you can click on that and then it will give you the options to do a whole bunch of different emojis or raise your hand if you have a question, and it will come right to my attention. And then I can answer questions for you. And we won't be, we will not have a bunch of disturbance in the background. Then you guys can go about and do your own thing and it won't matter. So also we are live streaming right now on YouTube as well. Whoop, whoop. All right. I think most of the people are here. There's a few more that need to show up, but I'm not going to wait. We were not going to waste any time. Let's see, what time is it? 6 o'clock. We're going to get started. Okay. Let me grab my timer and got it. Okay. All right. So let's move this doodad here. See if I can see everybody's faces. I don't know anybody's faces. All right. Hello, everyone. Okay. Okay. There, I know I can't see everybody's face in the view, but it's all good. Okay. So I'm Dr. Rebecca Foster. I'm clairvoyant medium. I think most of you guys know that. And I don't know if everybody has ever had a reading from me or not. So I'll just give a quick explanation of how I'm going to do this. But I'll give you guys, I'm going to kind of break this down at time-wise and really try to keep track, because if you've been in one of my galleries before, I pretty much just go for it and I'm not really watching the time. So this time I'm going to pay attention so that I can give people who maybe aren't going to, or that I'm not going to read for this time, or I'm not getting something for, you'll be able to come forth and then ask a question and see what comes through that way. So I'm going to try to read as many people as I can. I'm not going to be able to read everybody in the gallery tonight, but that's what I'm going to do with the question and answer as well. And the reason I don't allow questions right away is because Spirit knows what's in your heart, what's in your mind. And when we ask, when we vocalize our questions, anything in the universe that knows your lifetime can answer those questions. So think about what you want answered, send those vibes up, and then I will see what I get for each one of you guys and see what comes through. All right. I'm going to set a timer for everybody, or else I'm going to go over on those timers or on your readings. And so everything that I do comes from God, from spirit guides, from people who have passed on. I do not consult the dead. Again, I do not ask them questions. Let me admit some people here. And things will come through in a symbolic way, and then I'll explain what they mean. So first I'll tell you what it looks like. Kind of like drops down this big, excuse me, scene in front of me. and I'm watching it. So the camera right now is your eyes. Like I'm looking into your eyes right now, but when I'm reading you, I'm going to be looking at the pictures around you. And so I am not going to be making eye contact the whole time. Trying to think of anything else. Anything else. If it's meant for you to know, it will come through. Trying to think of anything else. Hopefully everybody leaves here with some kind of a message tonight. So we'll get going. All right. I have everybody on a list too. So even if I can't see your face on the screen, I know who's on the list. And I'm just going to quickly read through the names in my, quietly. And I'm just going to start grabbing from this list of people here. Who's going to be getting a reading first? Who's it going to be? I don't know. All right. So then also let me look at the pictures. Hello, Deanna. Hello, Nikki, Jose. Hello, Lori, Kelsey, Jennifer, Teresa, Kimberly, Chad. Hello, Barbara, Howie, iPhone. Who is that? Who's iPhone? Who is this person right here? Doot, 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 doot. And then I got Murph. What's up? You right here, this person. I'm not sure who this is. It says iPhone, so I'm not sure what your name is, but I have you on a list. What's up, Murph? You guys can also chat too. So Heather, hello, Bobby, and let's see where else. So we've got, I'm missing a couple of people here. Just gonna get started. Let me see if I can do a bigger, that's it. Okay. And there's nothing off to the side here. Let's get started. Okay. All right. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Steph keeps trying to get in. I keep admitting her, but she's not coming in. I keep telling people to come on in, join the room. All right. Just making sure. Okay. And Murph, are you on full screen right now? At least on my end, you are. Okay, so Steph is in. I had to make sure. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, you are. All right. I just have to make sure I could see everybody. Okay, there we go. So let's get started. I do not pick the readings either. It's whoever is supposed to come through comes through. Have my water, we're ready to go. Howie Brizzle on the track. Okay, so there's a lot of people I haven't read for here. I'm excited. All right. So we're missing a couple of people. Hopefully they realized that it was Central Standard Time. Okay, I'm gonna go with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just gonna go for it. Okay, Juanita. Hello, darling. How are you? I see you on there. Murph smile. Okay. Let me write that down because I had Mindy +2 on there and I didn't know who all was joining us. So is Howie your other person, Mindy? Is Howie your other guy? Who's your second person, Mindy? Yes. Okay. Howie. All right. Got it. Because I didn't have their names. I just knew it was +2. All right. Okay. So let's see what's happening. I guess I'm just going to get going on this on the track. Okay. So let's see. All right. So let me get everybody's energy going here. I have one person that I'm seeing, and I just need to make sure that I have this person in the view. All right. Let me see. It'll go faster once I connect to at least one place. So everything that I look at, excuse my view, I'm not looking directly in your eyes right now. Everything, the first thing that I look at for everyone is a beach. And the beach represents safety, security, and grounding. Water represents problems or situations a person sees coming at them. It can also represent opportunity. It just depends on how it shows. And the beach has a whole bunch of different places to go to. So Deanna A, I'm going to read for you first. Okay. I just want to see what you're doing first, like what you're doing. I'm going to get my timer ready here. And I know where you are. I can see you. I just need to know what you're doing, which is interesting. Okay. You're kind of, Deanna, you're kind of jumping between two different places for me. So, and also keep in mind, guys, let me just touch on this. I will not speak of anything that is private or sensitive in nature to the group. I will not bring up something that you don't want the world to know. I'm very careful about that. If there is something that comes up and I'm like, I need to talk to you privately, I will let you know later. But I will not express something that does not need to be divulged. So, Deanna, you're jumping from a place of solid, a place of being able to stand really strongly and carefully, to really knock your feet into the sand. And then all of a sudden, you're then taken to the dunes area where there is this rainforest portion. I know there's a lot of different places on the beach, but there's this rainforest portion, and this rainforest represents work, career, and purpose. And you have this beautiful shovel and you're digging into this area, which is very interesting because I've never seen anybody digging into that area. Usually it's like in the sand, but not this area. And to the way that you're jumping back and forth, first of all, let me start with you where you were in the beach, and then I'll get to what you're doing up on top. You're barefoot. So when a person is barefoot, it means that nothing is holding them back. Nothing is saying, oh, you can't do that, or this is stupid, or why would you do? There's nothing that is making you feel like you can't move forward. And so you're barefoot, and then you have on this, I'm looking above you, kind of like over your shoulder and looking down, and you have on this long gown, and it's kind of transparent, and you're like moving your feet and grabbing the sand with your toes, and you're enjoying this. You're really enjoying this freedom. Like, this feels really good to feel the sand in your toes. But then that's when they flip you up to the top where you're digging into the area that represents purpose, career, finance, money, all of that sort of thing. Now, this lush, beautiful area is a way of, it's an opportunistic place. It's a way for new beginnings. But you're digging into it, which means there's something that is not hitting home for you, where purpose is not being fulfilled right now. And this may be coming into question for you because there is this aspect of who you are that is like childlike and ready to just give up everything and say, I don't care about any of this. I'm not worried about any of this. And you're just tickled to feel the sand in your toes. But then they flip you up to this position with work. So if it hasn't happened already, what they're showing is that there is going to be some aspect of career that is going to come into question if it has not already. And you're going to change your whole outlook on what can I get out of this? You're going to be digging deeper, and you may find that what you have this massive tacit knowledge and ability to do, you may throw that to the wind because of what your soul is calling you to do. And I don't think you're alone in this, especially right now. Souls that are awakened or awakening are all of a sudden being called to a higher purpose, and then it is just creating a little bit of havoc in the life, because not only are you going, wait, why am I going to stop doing something that I've always done? But you're going to have people around you thinking, why would you give that up? Like, why are you going to do that? Really now? That's stupid. Like, what? But point it out, you have no shoes on. No shoes means nobody's going to be telling you that's a stupid idea, or that you shouldn't be doing that, or that it's impossible. Okay. So I'm going to just pick you up really quickly and drop. So be prepared for career changes coming up. maybe things that you've never even considered, but dropping you back on the beach. You have your back to the water, which means that all of the opportunities that are going to face you and come to you right now are going to come from your network of people, places, and things. Nothing that you have to stretch for or go out in the risky area, nothing that you have to seek and search out. It's all going to come. Hey, Deanna, I was just thinking about you and I saw this, and boom. So you, again, you're not alone. This seems to be kind of like a little bit of a wave that is happening right now for awakened people. And your purpose is about to change, and the humans around you may not completely understand what the heck you're doing. All right, so there's that time there. Okay, so keep that in mind. You also just have somebody behind you that's whistling, like someone who would just walk around whistling. I'm a really bad whistler, but somebody who is walking around supporting you, who would whistle when they were alive, whistling quite a lot. Whistling songs. Yeehaw, that's very cool. I love that. Letting you know. And it feels like this would have to be like a male figure, like a father or a grandfather figure that's whistling a lot behind you. Like, hey, I'm here. Want you to know I'm here. Okay. Yeehaw. Okay. Is there anybody else needs to come in? Yes, we're admitting more people into the room. Okay. Now, if they're not here, I'm not going to read them just yet. All right. If you are watching on YouTube and you're supposed to be in the Zoom room, get on your email and get the link to come into the room, because I'm not going to be switching to the YouTube just yet for anything. Okay. So, there's Juanita and Jennifer. I just saw somebody's energy that grabbed me. You know what? I'm going to grab Jose. Jose. Is it Seja? Jose Seja? Okay. I did learn a little bit of Spanish after 4 years, just a little bit of how to pronounce certain letters. Man, but I don't have anybody to talk to that fluently speaks it. So I still just, all I know how to do is tell you that I'll be your waitress tonight and here are your menus. That's it. I remember you from high school. Okay. So Jose. All right. So Jose, I can tell you that I don't think there's a person in this group tonight that is not part of an awakened soul. And I'm looking for anybody who might be kind of unsure or, but I'm not seeing it. And the reason I bring that up is because, Jose, I'm looking at you and you are, you're okay. When a person is on their beach, they're grounded. Okay. I'll explain this first before I get to the reading portion of it. That's why I gave extra time. Okay. So when a person is on the beach, they're grounded. When they're in the water, if they're immersed in the water, it represents a person who is like feeling lost or feeling like life is coming at them rather than them being proactive and being able to handle it or control it. If a person is on a boat, that's awesome. I'll explain that later when I see it. But you, Jose, you are on not so much a pier that is locked onto the beach, but you are walking across lily pads. And these are seemingly becoming a bit of a norm lately. Lily pads they're showing up so much more. And when you're barefoot and you're in the grass, that's a great way of grounding your energy and your soul. But the fact now you have your back to the main water and you're standing on these lily pads. So you're about like this big, okay, about as big as a frog. And excuse me, you're not moving out and you're not trying to get back towards the beach itself. Those lily pads, they're anchored to the ground. Now, the thing that they're trying to show me here is, one, anchors will represent God. And the fact there are different circumstances, and in yours, this lily pad grouping, this bed that you are walking on, they want me to acknowledge the stems of the lily pads as being anchored. So whatever you're going through right now, take advantage of this because this is not normal. Usually you're the size of a frog. What lives in lily pad beds? Bass. You are food. But there's nothing to say that that's the case. You are given a privilege right now of being able to see what things will be like if you make possible life changes without completely feeling like life has gone chaotic and is strewn about for you. And this is a major bonus because you're not, it's almost as if you're kind of getting your cake and you're eating it too. So you're not having to give this up in order to do this. You're able to look, see, and experience and go, okay, I'm enjoying this way. So I'm going to yeah, it's really a bonus. You have your back to the water, so nothing on the water is of any interest to you. You are trying to discern right now your life. And I can't say so much that it's work related. It may have something to do with your grounding though, which could be relationships and work. And those are usually what keep us in place. So what I'm going to do, and you're ready to go. Like you have your like gardening rubber boots on, you're ready for a flood. You have your shorts, a backpack, a hat, and like the one with the straw in it in case you get thirsty. So what they're trying to exemplify is that the changes that are coming, even if it downpours on you, you are completely prepared. The fact that you're walking on lily pads that are anchored means that God has you. You are not going out into the water. Do you know how hard those things are to pull out of the sand? They're hard. You're not going to float out. He's not going to let you come into any situation that's dangerous. He's allowing you a chance to make up your own mind for yourself. And really right now, what you want to do is discern the outcomes and circumstances and consequences of everything. And consequence can kind of be taken in a negative connotation, but it really isn't in this case. You just want to look at the outcomes of everything. So if I pick you up and I put you on the beach, your helper helps a lot. As soon as I set you down on the sand, you're running around going, what can I do? Can I help you? Is there anything I can do? How do I fix? Do you need something? Are you okay? Do you need a drink? Okay. So you should be focusing on something. Well, I don't want to say it that way. You will probably be focusing on things that are people and human oriented. Regardless of the job you hold, you're always going to be helping and stopping. If you're doing something over here and someone ends up in an accident here, your shirt's coming off, you're wrapping their head in your $50 whatever, and there's blood all over it now, and you don't care because you're fixing this person. So you're just someone who will take the shirt off your own back to help someone else. And with that comes a lot of blessings too, because it's a giving heart. And it's also a humble heart. And so when I set you down on the beach, you really don't even pay attention to what your own needs are. You're paying attention to everybody that's on your beach. So like a lot of the people here, I'm guessing, you have a really bright light that attracts people. And everybody here, as I'm talking, could probably raise their hand as I'm talking to you, but you are probably someone who attracts those to you. And that's why you're probably all here. Yes, because you're trying to get answers of why the hell does everybody come to me for absolutely everything? And so when you are a bright light or you are growing your energy and you are exuding more energy, you're going to attract more people to you. So you want to make sure that you are being intelligent in the, God, it just gave me a heart attack. Okay. You want to make sure that you are giving people advice that is proper and correct and not what they want to hear. It's super important right now because they're going to be finding you, both living and dead alike. They're going to find you. If they're dead, try to send them on. If they're living, don't exactly tell them what to do. Just offer them suggestions and let them make up their own mind, because you don't want to be the reason people say that they're failing. You know what I mean? Okay. Awesome. But yeah, wasn't Deanna a helper helps a lot? Deanna, wasn't that you? Yeah. Okay. There's 2 for 2 right there. Okay. So let me cover something really quickly. The fact that you guys are here doesn't mean that this is just 2 hours of your time that you're interested in what's going on, I guarantee this is your life. This is something that you are constantly going through, constantly questioning, constantly trying to figure out, am I sane? Am I insane? Am I nuts? You know, you may even start to feel excluded or secluded from people and situations because you don't feel like you completely fit in. So part of that reason is, and I'm finding that in the last few years, especially pre-COVID, I hate that word, but pre-COVID, people were coming around to this whole new spiritual way of living and being. And I saw this influx of all of these older souls and incarnate angelic beings coming through going, what's going on? Like, why am I losing my mind? What is happening here? And it has become constant lately. And so this tells me something huge is happening in this world. You're all a part of it. I can guarantee there's probably not someone in this group that is going, I don't believe in this. This is a bunch of bourgeois. I don't get it. I don't believe it. I guarantee there's not, because from what I'm already seeing as far as a pattern goes, you're either an old soul who didn't want to come back, but you're here to help everybody else. And your life is just like, I go where I'm supposed to go, or you're an incarnate angel who doesn't know how to say no. And you have a whole bunch of people that you're constantly helping and no time for yourself. So you eat. So, okay. All right. Yeah, it's crazy. I want to let you guys all know that I'm sure more will come out about that as well. So, and everybody on YouTube, I may not be seeing you right now, but your comments will stick and I will be able to go through and also comment and go back and reply to you guys there as well. All right. So Barbara D, where's Barbara? Is Barbara here? Barbara, can you raise your hand for me if you're not showing up? Let me see. Barbara, there's Barbara. All right, Barbara D, I'm reading for you, girl. Okay. So Barbara, you have a mama figure that is coming through for you right now. Maternal side of the family. Well, you have a lot of women actually, but this is a mother figure that's coming through for you. And I'm immediately supposed to start talking about what sounds like a deck of cards. Like I'm listening to the shuffling and I'm listening to like somebody who knows how to shuffle. Like this is Grandma Card Shark. And you know that if you get in a game of like gin or pinochle with her, you've just lost anyway. So just give up valiantly. But you have a woman that's coming through. And I want to tell you this too. She smells and when they come through with certain smells, they'll taste like something sometimes. And she tastes like buttercream, like creamy, buttery, sugary buttercream. And it's the kind that makes your teeth curl because it's sweet. If you've ever had frosting like that, it's like, oh my God. Okay, diabetic coma coming on. So she comes through very pleasantly, strict, but pleasantly. And she smells like a buttercream. Now, heaven smells like vanilla buttercream. Wants me to acknowledge that as well. Now for you, Barbara, she's also talking, what looks like she's lifting her pant leg a little bit. So she's trying to acknowledge her feet or ankle, her shin bone. I'm wondering if she's also talking about you specifically, like if you've hurt your foot or your ankle or your shin or your calf, but it's below the knee, about halfway down the leg. And she's wanting me to acknowledge this. And then she also has with her a cat that, I'm looking at that. It's either a tiger or a tabby looking cat because it's more striped than it is. It's not a calico looking or what's that other kind? Tortoiseshell. It looks more striped, but she's got a cat with her that is stripy, and also a D, a big D initial comes through. So I'm not sure if it's for her or someone else around her, but it's a big D initial. And that person smells like a lake. The D initial smells like water, smells like a lake, smells like if you were to like walk up to a lake, they smell like water. Also, I know this is really weird, but I just started tasting bacon. Like this person wants me to acknowledge bacon or bacon grease. Bacon? I don't know why, but I full on smell and taste bacon. And I almost feel like I'm supposed, like she's building up. She's talking about buttercream. She's talking about bacon. She's talking about people coming together. It almost feels like a celebration of some kind, like a birthday or a party that you're supposed to be aware of, or that she's going to be attending soon, but something about acknowledging some form of a party. And C, a S or a C, so the S sound comes through. I don't know, it'd be like a C, like Cecily or Stacy, but an S, the S sound to something comes through. And get down, go down, get down, go down. So it's almost like she's trying to talk about like traveling. You got to get down there. You got to go down there. You got to go down there. So she's talking about traveling, making the trip, going down, visiting, making the trip. And lastly too, I think I'm running out of time, but lastly, it almost sounds like she's talking about, I don't know if you do real estate or what, but she wants me to talk about home sale or selling your home, possibly moving, and talking about this being something that works very quickly and will bring a nice bonus, financial bonus. So something about real estate being sold and bringing about something financially for you, which would be awesome, which is cool. Woo-hoo. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that made sense to you. All right. Okay, so where is Catherine C? Is Catherine there? Catherine could raise her. There's somebody coming into the room here. Is Catherine here? Why is this only showing me? Let me do this real quick. Boop, boop, be-doop. All right, we've got 21 people. I don't know if everybody is showing up in the room. I do not have Catherine here, so I will wait on Catherine. Okay. Julie T. Is Julie T here? Can you raise your hand, Julie T? Is Julie T here? Julie, are you serious? There's no Julie here either? Where's Julie? Raise your hand. There's what? We've got what? We've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Where's all my people? Where is everybody? Julie T. I'm not seeing her here either. Okay, let's look here. Julie. Nope. Okay, not here. I'm just gonna put a little check, a little circle next to these names so I don't read these people. All right. Let me grab a face off of here really quickly. Okay, Mindy Money Murph. Mindy Money Murph. Okay, let me check right there. Whoop. All right. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Murph. For you. Right away, money comes through, like right away. And that's more of the earthly path rather than the spiritual path. And so money coming through, it almost felt as if there is some kind of a financial bonus or a financial wave that comes through. And I think it's not so much like a surprise. It looks like something that you actually are either working for or that you pursue. So possibly a sale of something, or because it doesn't feel like it could be just like, hey, I'm making money. It's not that you're working for it and making it. It would be some form of an investment that pays off. So something that you either invested in or you are selling that will come back with a payoff. And it feels also along the same line of business that you're about to get some good news. So there is also positive news where business is concerned that you may have been waiting on. It may have been giving you a bit of a bellyache or anxiety over wondering how something was going to turn out or how it's going to end up. And I'm supposed to tell you that it is positive and that it will turn well, and that I'm feeling you right now, and I kind of want to throw up a little bit. So you must be under either a lot of pressure or feeling anxious, because I'm sensing that exhilaration or that anxiety kind of pent up. And you definitely need a break. You need a mental break, but you also need to kind of pull yourself back in, reel yourself in energy wise, and just live specifically mentally, spiritually, and physically within the body, not thinking about the past or the future, just current like situation. Like, I'm feeling my pen, it's rubber, it's got a tip here. Okay, I feel it smooth. There's some writing. Okay, I'm looking at my pen now. I'm in this moment right now, feeling this pen. And here's the ridges, here's the tip. Okay, feeling it. It's plastic. I can make noise with it. It roll. That's what you're doing. It is like super important that you pull yourself in. I'm holding the plug. I feel it with my fingers. I can see it. I can feel it. There's a hole here. Now I'm looking at it and I see myself holding this and feeling it. By doing those things, especially, and this is for you, Mindy, but for the group, if you're feeling kind of completely out of sorts, that is the thing to do. Grab something, feel it, even if it's a table, a glass, it's cold, it's kind of got condensation, there's writing on, and then look at it. Now I can see what I'm touching. By doing this, you are pulling yourself back into your body. You need this. You absolutely need it. You need some time off just so you can reground, pull yourself in. A day or two is all you need. So take this weekend if you get the chance and do some regrounding exercises. And then also another huge thing that everybody here might want to take part in, if you don't know, is doing like a cutting of the cords with Archangel Michael and just asking him to come cut all cords. And if you're not sure what to do, you know what, I'd be happy to give you guys all that information. It's pretty amazing and it works very well. So Mindy, work, finances that you, again, maybe working towards, not unexpected, actually coming through, and business bonuses, business positives that are happening. But ultimately, you really need to disconnect and reground. You need to disconnect from everyone, pull yourself in. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Okay. Kimberly Klaus. Let me see. You're on my list here. There you are. Boop, boop. All right. Kimberly, I'm just going to pull from the list from you guys here on the screen. Vibe on which one. Okay. So Kimberly, when I passed over you, funny enough, you smelled like potatoes. You smelled like mashed potatoes. And I know that sounds really weird. Maybe you were eating mashed potatoes for dinner. Okay. Maybe you were eating mashed potatoes for dinner. I'm sorry, I've screwed up my whole timer here. Maybe you had those for dinner. Maybe you were making potato salad. I don't know. But ultimately, the symbolic aspect of that is grounded. Like, girl, you are superbly grounded. You have at some point pulled yourself out of all situations. I'm supposed to acknowledge for you the disconnect of ill-serving and negative or toxic people and situations around you. I'm supposed to acknowledge this to you. You are in the ground, grounded. You're dirty grounded. Okay. And what spirit wants me to acknowledge to you is that you've trusted this and you have allowed the losses around you as far as situations and relationships to just happen. And instead of falling into a depression or a sadness over it, you have allowed it to happen. Now, the important part of this for you, Kimberly, is that you're not so much a loner. Well, I'm going to correct that because everybody in here has a little bit of hermit going on. Okay. A little bit hiding behind the door when the door, like looking around, like, don't answer that. I'm not here because, and I'll explain that in a moment. Let me write that down so I don't explain it. So I can't explain it, but you have allowed spirit to work in your life to where you have released your free will, you have released your ego, and you have released every kind of give a care in the world to allow spirit to really so much tie your shoes. And you do not walk around impressing on anybody your own ego. You have relinquished and resigned yourself to the idea that you've relinquished all of that feeling of possible power, and you've resigned yourself to the idea that what's going to be is going to be, and I don't care anymore. And it's not a bad way to be when you are confident in the idea that by caring less, all good things are going to happen the way that they should. And spirit wants me to acknowledge this in you and to help you realize the strength of those ideals and the way of that way of thinking. And it's like every day for you, they say, is seriously a new day. Almost like when you wake up, it's like, what's today going to bring? What's today going to be like? You don't go into it with any preconceived ideas of, oh my God, I got to do this today. Oh, I got to do this. There's like, that's really a great way to be. I'm not like that. I go through every day going, oh my God, I got so much to do. That's my day. I think most people do. But I think because of what you have gone through as far as loss, the way that they're presenting it, the things that you have lost, instead of filling those places with other people and things, you have found yourself in each one of those aspects. And so there's a contentment about you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's just a contentment about your spirit that is grounded. And you're a good advice giver because you also are not just going to say what someone wants to hear. So that might also be why you were a great advice giver until people realized that you weren't going to tell them what they wanted to hear. So maybe people come to you a little bit less now than what they used to. Because you don't mince words and you don't hide. Oops, hold on. People are trying to come in. And by all, you don't mince words and you don't in. There we go. And so it's that's a good way to be. It's a I guess a blessed way to be, because when I set you on your beach, even Kimberly, when I put you on your beach, you're not running in any direction. You just kind of stand there and I set you down and you're like, and you breathe it in and you put your hands behind your back and you stretch and you just kind of look around, you close your eyes and you're listening to the environment. You're smelling everything. You're feeling the breeze on you. So you're right in the moment. It's a good way to be. It's part of that old soul and who you are. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good place to be. I guess part of what that means too is that you are, it's like a confirmation for you that you're not screwing anything up by not driving this way or that. And you can do nothing but receive blessings in this perspective that you hold right now. So continue to do that in a happy way. And you'll always be happy doing that because you're not expecting anything out from the world. You're allowing it to happen around you, which is pretty awesome. I love that. I do love that. All right. Okie dokie. Kenda, is Kenda here? Is Kenda here? Do I see a hand wave? Is there a Kenda? There's no Kenda. All right, we'll put a circle there. No Kenda. All right. Now, Chad V. I have been vibing on you and I've been waiting for messages. You have a lot of messages coming through, not only for yourself, they seem to be for a lot of people around you. And so, Chad, it feels almost as if you are this channel, I guess. You're like a channel. You are a way for messages to come through, almost as if when light, because we all have that light that comes through our head and it goes out our feet, and as I'm asking spirit to show you to me, Chad, you kind of like your arms fly out and your mouth opens and there's light coming out of all parts of you. So that aspect of symbolism is it's seriously that you, gosh, you guys are all, it's like, how do I break this same message? Because you're all kind of in it together. It's interesting. Watching that happen, Chad, watching the light go in and out, that's a beautiful thing, because it's basically you being used as a tool to help the people around you. It's fabulous. You can do no wrong in doing that. It's high compassion, it is high love and desire for change for people. There's nothing wrong with it, but if you are not consciously protecting yourself, you can become the center of attention for other things. That, hey, this guy over here he's lighting the way for others, or he's helping people, or he's lifting people up. We need to stop that. I need to stop him. And you become the target for the darker angels that are here. I would guess every single one of you is. I could talk for hours on that. And for you, Chad, it also means that because your heart and because your will are so strong, that these darker things, if they cannot reach you specifically, they'll use the people around you that you are trying to help that may not be as strong in mind and spirit. And so if you're currently helping someone that is really struggling, let them know that. Just tell them, you know what? Talk to me without asking questions. Talk to me without divulging too much. Protect yourself when you talk to me or talk to others. Like, I don't know any other way, but you're acting like you have to act like a shield. You have to be the shield for people sometimes who are unable to do that themselves. And that may be what you are also dealing with, and like trying to figure out, like, what the hell is going on? Like, why am I always knowledgeable of everyone else's pain around me? Why am I always understanding and feeling and experience? Why do people like, oh my God, Chad, you got to hear what just happened? Like, why do I have to know about it? Why do you have to tell me? What am I going to do about it? And it almost feels like you're here to help people, to like help armor them and arm them. I want to move you really quickly. I want to get you off of that. You always, it's always seemed like every time I've ever read you in a gallery before, there's something powerful about your energy, and it's always revolving around someone else. It's always someone else's energy that I'm reading for through you, like you're the messenger. So give him something. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to flip you really quickly to earthly stuff. Earthly stuff. First room on the left being money, finances, and career. Now, where career is concerned, work is concerned, it almost felt like I was picking you up and stretching you across country or something. I'm like, I'm picking you up and part of you stays here and you stretch like Laffy Taffy to over here. And so work looks like it's going to somehow take you away. Ow, I just kicked the chair. Work is going to somehow take you away from your grounding or your those that you love. It's going to stretch you in a way that may cause you concern or worry, and don't let it. Absolutely don't let it. It looks like this is a temporary change in work that pulls you from what you are used to. It's not going to last, and it actually is going to step you up and provide a stepping stone to something different and something better. So work is about to take a change, which you may not like initially because it changes your day or your schedule, how you see family, but it ultimately comes out better in the wash. Once it's all cleared up, you'll understand, hey, this isn't bad. This is good the way that this is. And it extends your, I don't know if I want to call it authority, but supervisory position, your overall, what you oversee. There's a lot. It's like you get stretched. And so it conflicts with family and operations daily of like what you're normally used to and the people around you, but it's okay. It's not going to last. So don't get like kerfuffled over it. It's all good. It's all good. All right. This is water. As you can see, it's sparkling. I'm so thirsty. The water doesn't taste very good. I need new water. Hold on a second. What the heck is wrong with my water? It's pretty bad. I need water and glasses, please. I need my glasses. I forgot them upstairs. And after a few readings, any of you that know me know that my eyes are going to start going nutso. Please bring me a new water and my black glasses by my purse, please. Thank you very much. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's see here. Chad. Okay, we got Chad. Is Marcia here? Marcia. Is there a Marcia here? No? Marcia, Bo Barsha. Okay, no Marcia. I'm going to circle that right there. All right. And Jennifer M. Is Jennifer here? Jennifer Moore, there you are. Okay, I see you. I had to look down here, but I'm looking at you now. Okay, Jennifer. Girl, you smell like red fruit, like cherries and strawberries and raspberries. Like something really healthy about you, like something smell like healthy. Your energy smells healthy. It smells bright. It smells clean. It smells almost like you just dumped a whole bunch of exhaustion off of you, and that's what you smell super clean and delicious. Okay, so what is going on with you? Let's take a peek. Here comes my glasses and my water. All right, because I don't know what's wrong with this. This does not smell good. It smells like Goonies water. Grazie, signore. Appreciate a lot. Okay, thank you very much. And my glasses, you're the boom. All right. Okay. Jennifer. Strawberries, raspberries, cherries, delicious fruit. Now, let me point out too the color red. Fiery, high energy. It is a get her done time. If you are all of a sudden filled with passion and inspiration, keep in mind, we're human. So we have brains that learn, they calculate, they figure, they budget, they inventory. Our brains do so many things. Passion, inspiration, when you're sitting there, oh, I have it. I know. Those things come from above. And if all of a sudden you, Jennifer, are starting to feel that passion and that inspiration, you start writing it down. Like, oh my God, okay, start writing it down, because that is a download. It is coming to you to get things done. And you are going to start to feel that need, that push to, hey, now I all of a sudden have this newfound energy to get this started. Now, throwing you really quickly on your beach, I needed to see what was going on with your feet here. So you've got bare feet, you've got no shoes on. And so the fact that you're not wearing any shoes, again, this means that nothing is holding you back. If you want to write a book, it's 500 pounds, learn a new language or taekwondo or get a degree, right now is the time to start that, because when you're barefoot, nothing is holding you back and you're not standing in your way. Actually, I mean, when I see people, if I see people naked, put it that way, I don't see them naked. I don't see people nude running around. I see them blurry and I know they're naked. Okay. And when I put you down on the beach, Jennifer, you look like you possibly are naked. And that's okay. That's the way you want to be, because it means there are no restrictions. Like, you are not having any personal fear right now that would be holding you back intrinsically. So you could say, I've always wanted to do that. I wonder if I'm going to do it. And all of a sudden, something that maybe would have frightened the hell out of you 10 years ago, you're going to do it now. And whatever has transpired in that time frame that has created who you are now. And that's another reason they would be showing you in red. Red represents courage, feminine strength, and beauty, like the rose. It represents hardiness. It represents resilience. And all of these things are kind of culminating now for you. And something that you have probably been putting off or turning away for a while out of personal fear, or maybe women's guilt, because we just have to take care of family. This is going to end. And you're actually going to receive that download and that inspiration, if you haven't already, and you're going to take off with it. I always tell people, if all of a sudden you are struck with something that, wow, I'd love to do that for a career, or that would be really interesting. The first thing, two things, all you need to do is to see if it's a real idea, create a business card and GoDaddy.com. And if you can find a website and you get stoked over those two things, go for it. You can't go wrong. Vistaprint, free business cards, 500 of them for your first order. You will not lose. Okay. And GoDaddy, you get a website for like $bucks if you really wanted to. So do it. That's good water. Okay. So yeah. So Jennifer Moore, new beginnings. Awesome new beginnings. Fearlessness. Whatever you start right now, to success. And I was about to move on to someone else, and really quickly before I do that, Spirit showed you running across the finish line, and there's a gentleman in the bleachers that feels like a father figure, and he's like cheering you on as you run across that. And I mean, I look at that and think, God, you'll never get me to run. Never. They have to create a lot of industrial things to make that happen. But you're doing it, and this father figure is there cheering you on. He wants me to talk about leg too, like something about his leg. It feels like a right leg. Again, father, paternal side of the family, father figure. So father, grandfather. One thing to talk about is leg, and it feels more like hip area, or between the knee and the hip. Wants me to acknowledge that area on him as having been problematic. There's too much ice. I'm trying to take a drink and the ice is in my face. Don't you hate that? I'm so picky. I was like, bring me my water. And then now I'm bitching because there's ice in my water. Okay. Whoop, whoop. Here. Okay. Juanita. Really quickly, Juanita, I'm supposed to acknowledge a dream you've had that was real. Somebody, as I was just running through the names, someone came through and said, tell her that was me in the dream. It's a real situation. It was real. This was a real dream. And I'm supposed to acknowledge this person and you having an actual interaction within the dream state. It was legit. And it's been a long time. That's what I'm supposed to. It's been a long time. like, are you okay? Is everything all right? Like they're showing you, checking on the person who's passed over, like, are you okay? Is everything all right? When it's really you that they should be asking, is everything okay? Because you're the one living on the earth, and this is the hardest place to be, is here. I mean, they're home. So I'm supposed to acknowledge that person in a dream state with you that was legit and it was real. And it's not something that's like, supposed to acknowledge that to you. And then something too about your kitchen bulb go out, or something strange happen in the kitchen, something passing, but all of these things are real. You're not losing your mind. So somebody is like around you trying to make their presence known. So for everybody here, but especially for Juanita, pennies, feathers, dimes, watch for those out of nowhere, especially right now. And puzzles, I don't know. Somebody wants me to mention puzzles. So I'm going to bring that up to you. Okay. Let's see. Aaliyah M. Aaliyah, are you here? Is Aaliyah here? Aaliyah Mason. All right, got you. She's here. Aaliyah, girl. So the first thing that your guides are showing, they're like kind of adamant about, is you are standing kind of like Indiana Jones. You're standing on this side of the, wait, is this the camera that's working? My other camera shut off. Oh my God. I've been looking at my other camera this whole time because I didn't know that this one switched and turned on. I don't know what happened. That's dumb. What happened? I have no idea. I have to switch my camera real quickly because I can't, I'm gonna fix the camera. So, Aaliyah, you're standing on like the side of a cliff, of a chasm, and they are wanting me to acknowledge that. Let me turn this sucker back on here. Boop. They are wanting me to acknowledge in there, and you have on what looks like flip-flops. And you know, flip-flops are hold on, guys. Can you see me? No, I'm fixing it. Boop, boop. There we go. Is it gonna work? Oh, all right, forget it. All right, I have to use this one now. My other camera, I don't know what happened to it. You know what's really strange is I was reading for Jennifer and I saw a shadow go behind the camera, and I think that's when the stupid thing turned off. So somebody's messing with me, and I just realized that my camera's switched and I didn't even know it until just now. So I thought I was looking in your eyes and I wasn't. I was looking above your head. Okay, so Aaliyah, you're in these flip-flops, and you're in the kind of flip-flops that have the open toes. Like they're not even holding your big toe in. You could just like be walking and you could trip. Okay. And you're precariously close to the edge of this cliff. And I am not seeing like a bridge anywhere. I see the other side, but I'm not seeing how are you supposed to get across this. And you're standing there really tempting fate. You're like, I think you might even be eating something and you're just like, oh, and you're like looking over the edge. It kind of makes me want to throw up a little bit. And, you know, if somebody gets that close to the edge, I'm afraid someone's going to fall. And I'm watching you do this in these flip-flops. Nonetheless, there's nothing secure about your shoes. So shoes, the fact that you're wearing anything on your feet tells me that you have this feeling or this perception that someone is holding you back. Something is making you feel like you are unable to progress forward. You're feeling like, I want to do that. I want to experience that. I want to go through that, but I can't because. And so it is, it's the feeling of a situation or a person that is getting in your way of positive progress forward. I cannot take shoes off of anyone. Shoes are one thing that are a free will choice, and they only the person can remove from their feet. I cannot. And as I'm watching you though, you're not worried about the no bridge, the cliff, the shoes. You're just hanging out, like eating a carrot or a candy cane or something like that. Even with me saying you need to get away from the edge, you're like, I'm fine, I'm okay. So there's some kind of attempting of fate happening here. And what you may be feeling, there are a lot of things you may be feeling actually. One of which might be a little bit of uncertainty is I can't cross, there's no bridge, I'm wearing these stupid slippers. There seems to be a lot in your way to move forward, a lot that you may be perceiving to stand in your way. And I'm checking one thing really quickly, because sometimes that feeling of not having the ability to move forward because of external things and people, it can really make us just disheartened. And it can make us feel like, what the heck, man? How am I supposed to get over there with these shoes on and no bridge? I'm looking for any unseen pathway. And you've been walking this edge for a long time because the grass is kind of removed, tore up or bare. It's more dirt. And you're not, it almost sounds like I can hear people behind you that are trying to talk to you or share with you, and you're not hearing them, or you're at least hearing them and you're not listening. So what Spirit is saying, there's two things. There is no bridge yet for you to walk, because there's still something that you have to do on this side of this chasm. The chasm represents moving from your comfort to your discomfort in growth, and going from something you know to something you don't know. But before you can do that, something else has to happen here. And a lot of it has to come down to something you're not hearing or listening to. So someone must be either trying to instruct you or help you or teach you, and you are either not listening or you're disregarding, possibly because you're so focused on moving forward across this area. But I'm also looking for that possible leap of faith. If you step off the cliff, is there something that's going to appear and that's not showing up? So I can't, if it were there, I would say, girl, just jump, because you're going to get caught. Something is going to catch you, but I don't see that right now. So what it is saying is that there is some kind of a personal relationship right now, or you are able to move forward and cross this. There's something that needs to either be corrected or improved on this side in terms of personal relationships. And it's because you're going to need those. That trust factor is what you're going to fall back on as you're crossing that bridge when it appears, if that makes sense. So think of the people around you who may be hounding you right now, or like, why aren't you listening to me? Or please listen to me. That is the person you want to sit down and say, okay, what do you want to say? What are you trying to help me with? It's super important that you do that, because then once you cross that bridge, the people that matter most are going to have to find a way around to meet you on the other side, because they can't walk with you on that bridge. This is your solo alone path. You want to be completely and fully capable of walking it. It's super important that you do that. Super important. And you are capable of it. It's just right now you might be a little, it almost looks like you might be upset or angry or defiant, because you may even feel like people are trying to tell you how to cross this chasm. And you're like, I freaking know how to do it. Just leave me alone. But at the same time, there's no bridge. So just hold on. God has to put the bridge there, which means stop and listen to whoever is trying to talk to you. And then once the bridge is placed, feel free to cross this. You can run across that bridge. But once it appears, you can't do anything yet. It's like jumping in the water without a boat. You don't want to do that because you feel lost. Yeah, it's super important. There's process that is trying to happen right now. You just have to allow it to happen and know that it's all happening for an awesome, positive reason for you, because it means life change and newfound abilities and perspective where you're not feeling withheld or held back by other people and situations, which is pretty awesome. And the time frame all depends on you. It all depends on you entirely and how you decide to handle it. which is cool. I love that. Okay, let's see here. Teresa L. Teresa's here, right? Teresa, there you are, right in the middle. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see what's happening here. Teresa, where are you? My eyes got so tired all of a sudden that, you know, it just kind of happens when there's energy around. And whatever it is, turned off my main camera, which is stupid. Chad, do you keep getting kicked out of the room? Something keeps happening with Chad. He keeps getting kicked out. I keep letting him back in. You in here, Chad? All right. Got it. Okay. Perfect. Who was I reading? Where did I just go with that? Teresa. Sorry, I got distracted there for a moment. Okay. Teresa, it's when I first see your energy, you're kind of twirling on your beach. You look a little bit dressed like Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, long gown. It's kind of off the shoulder and poofy right here, and your hair is done, and you're just kind of like spinning on your beach. Your shoes are off, you're barefoot, and you have a pair of shoes that are sitting off to the side, kind of between us. The water, I'm facing you, and the water is to my left. So the shoes are between us. And see, now you've got water probably about 4 or 5 feet into the water. There is a boat and it's anchored. And then further out in the depth of the water, there's like a ship, and a big ship. You look almost like somebody, like a young girl who just got married, or somebody on excited and elated and ready for this new beginning and new start. And you took off shoes that, if they're glass slippers, imagine trying to walk in glass slippers, like legit. Okay. You're in glass slippers. You are like, you're tiptoeing because I'm going to break those. You're careful about every step you take. You're cautious. You're not running, there's like eggshell walking, and you took those shoes off, which would have meant you would have been surrounded, when you were wearing those, you would have been surrounded by people and situations that made you feel like you couldn't walk the walk. You had to walk it a certain way. You had to do it a certain way. You had to act there would have been something that would have just making you feel like you were not able to really creatively or personally fulfill the moments, because you had to basically oblige by whatever these people and situations were wanting. You took those shoes off. The moment you took the shoes off, you're like, you're Cinderella spinning on your beach. You're excited. You're happy. You're free. There's like this freedom about this. And this sets off this whole newfound beginning for you. Now, the boat that's in the water, 4 or 5 feet out. Okay. So that number itself would represent a time frame. 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 or 5, the 5th or 4th of the month, which we're already past that with May. We're still in May, so it could have been like April, May. So the changes would have been something that would have recently happened and started trickling to a full flood effect by, let's say, June. And the fact that it's anchored, it means that God is intending right now, there is an opportunity that is unbeknownst to you, unknown to you. You've never done it before. And he's anchored that about 4 or 5 feet out from you, because it's just, there's time for it to occur. He's going to then release it, and it's going to float in onto your beach. You're going to get into the boat, and that big old flipping ship that's out in the water, that's where you're headed to, that you're going to take off. And there is a security in that. And you finally are like, I'm going to do this. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what you say or do, I'm doing it. And I'm going to tell you what, if you are, put it this way, everybody listen to this. Now, Teresa, this is for you specifically, but everyone should understand this. What do you do when you buy a gift for someone? You don't want to leave it on their doorstep. You want to see them open the gift. You're excited, especially if it's a well thought out gift. So you give them the gift and you're like, I can't wait for you to open it. Have you ever done that? I do it every Christmas. I can't wait to watch people open their gift. So imagine you're like dying and you're like, you watch them open and they're looking and like, oh, that's great. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm going to put that up here on the shelf. Can you imagine that if you gave something to someone and they were like, thanks. Okay. So when God gives you a gift of an opportunity or a relationship or something new, and he's so excited, he can't wait for you to open that gift. And you're like, that's great. But right now this doesn't fit because people around me don't agree with that. So could you imagine? God, thanks. That's a nice gift. No, when he gives you a gift, you take it and you accept it and you run with it. And you just know that, you know what, as a parent, I'm going to give my kid a bigger bike than what they might be able to ride. Not because I want to watch them fail, but because I know they can ride it. And so it's the same thing. When he gives you this big, awesome gift that may absolutely disrupt your family, you'll be like, I'm out, bye, peace, people. And then get in the boat and take off, okay, and make it happen because it's been a long time coming. And I'm getting all hot and flustered right now talking about God. I'm getting all filled with the Holy Spirit and stuff. It's pretty awesome. So for you, it's so important that when this gift comes, you accept the gift wholeheartedly and you take off. You don't even have to tell anybody where you're going. Just go. Just call Rebecca. She knows where I went. And it's all good. That involves your purpose, your career, what you're being fulfilled at. It doesn't have to come from money. It very well will be something that you know that at night you made such an accomplishment that that's where you're being fulfilled and that's where your major payment is coming from. Money is great, yes, but it's going to be also very fulfilling as well. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. I don't even know if my timer, did I even set a timer? I did. Okay, I did. I have like 20 seconds left. And even, what's funny is I try to pull you away, Teresa, from this. If I try to manipulate the situation and pull you away from the beach, you're all you're doing is like, okay, do I have enough clothes? Do I have everything that I need to get on the boat? Okay. So you're not even contemplating where else on the beach you've got to go. You're thinking about getting back in this boat or getting into this boat. So huge blessings, financial blessings, purpose blessings are coming your way. And I would say you're going to know about it by June. And it's only a couple weeks away. You know, right? Did you? Yeah, I can say. All right. Whoop, whoop. Okay. That's awesome. All right. So who else do we have in here with us today? Okay. Howie. I haven't read for Howie. Let's check Howie. All right. What time? I want to make sure I give people a chance to. Okay. Okay. So Howie. A lot going on here, Howie. First off, you're an old soul. Okay, first off, you are an old soul. A little defiant. You from what I'm seeing, you may have felt in this lifetime that you've walked through brimstone and fire and hell. You may have felt like this lifetime has been a lot of trials, tribulations, and it may have been something that would have, I don't want to say was perpetual, but would have acted as a reminder of what not to do or where not to go. So for instance, it would have been a situation or a relationship, a bad decision, but it would have been something that you had experienced, you're like, oh crap. And then you work over it, and it almost would have acted not as a lifestyle, but as a reminder of where not to go. So that tells me that there would have been previous lives where you are here as, again, an older soul. You've been around the block many times, but you finally have come this time with the idea that you're going to make some massive changes in how you approach people and situations. And this is something that's taken a little bit of realization in your life. So you may not have started off that way. It would have been something that you would have like, oh, okay, now it's got to alter or change. And you would have hit a wall. And then all of a sudden that outlook and that persona and that change would have happened. And it wouldn't, I would say too, that you would have been a child that was very knowledgeable. Maybe people would have been like, who told him to say that? Or so you would have been very smart and intelligent as a child because of this, but you also would have been defiant, lacking the like any kind of respect for authority as a child, partially because of your age, of your soul. So you would have grown up a little bit more defiant and then hit this wall, overcome it, reminded like, oh crap, I don't want to do this again. And so now there is a different perspective of your life. Again, you have this, like, your soul looks almost like you've had previous life as a cowboy, kind of like an outlaw, somebody who would have not really fallen into line with the rules of any kind. And this time now, and I would bet any amount that if you don't have this child already, you're about to have a child to remind you of how to stay grounded in this life where it comes to rules and following that line. And if you don't have him yet, you're going to. But then you're also going to have a little girl if you don't have her yet, and she is going to throw you for a loop to finally realize what it is to be the best man, aspire to find for herself. So there's a little boy around you, there'll be a little girl if you don't have them already, and that's their around you and to help you to be the best person you can be. And also, you are finally going to come into yourself, finally recognize who you want to be, and find all of the satisfaction in your relationships and who you are in the inside. When you are in your 40s, you're finally going to go, I am so freaking satisfied. I am happy. I'm sad. I've figured it out. I know what I want. I'm not fighting myself anymore. I'm not sabotaging anything anymore. Everything is going to fall into line. And it feels like you're never going to have a clear cut, now this is who I am. I'm an adult. It's always going to be when I grow up, I want to be. And you're going to always have this consistent desire to grow. And you're never going to know who the hell you are, because you're never going to finally reach that pinnacle. You're going to be 99 going, when I grow up, I want to do this. It's always going to be that way. You're never going to feel like you've actually reached a point of, I did it. It's never going to be that for you, because you've chosen a life that is constantly striving to change and grow. That also means that you will be put into situations that are not your own or not meant for you. And you will most likely be finding like, why am I even here? Like, what is the point? What am I doing here? And you'll later, in hindsight, be able to look back and go, oh, if I weren't there, maybe this wouldn't have happened. If I wasn't there, this would have happened. So in hindsight, you're going to see all of these massive accomplishments spiritually as to why your soul is here and what it was overcoming. And what your biggest lessons were not to fall in line and beat a robot, but to just be the best that you could possibly be at every possible turn. And then your children, these two children, will help anchor you to do that, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And there's a J around you too. I think a J sound, J, 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 J keeps coming through. A J sound. I don't know why. J, James, Julie, that kind of thing. Interesting. Okay. Okay, that was Howie. I can't read these are my distance glasses. I can't read with them. Okay. I want to make sure I get a couple more readings in here. and then I'll let everybody. Tina W. Now, where's Tina? Tina, there you are, Tina. Do you have Patty with you? Are you guys all together around a fire? You guys all suck, just so you know. You're probably in Tennessee, squatching somewhere. Whatever. I don't even care. You're not even my friend. You guys, I was gonna say, what is that? A camper? No, that's a truck. Okay. And I figured with the fire, you guys are kind of all around each other. Okay. Sounds like a deal. Okay. So Patty and Tina, let's get you guys all in on there together. Let's get you in there together since you're sitting together. I'll start with you, Tina. All right. Let me set my timer here. Okay, Tina. So Tina, the first thing that your guides are showing is that you are, if I was to, okay, stand by the fire with you guys, you are walking away. You look like you're walking down it's not clay, it's just like a dirt road, not gravel, it's a dirt road. And we're kind of behind everybody, watching as you continually walk. And I was, I don't verbalize my questions because then anything can answer, but I'm watching and asking, where is she going? Like, what is she doing? Why does she look almost entranced on this path? And there is nothing on the road. There is nothing in front of you. It seems like every step that you take, more road appears little by little in front of you. And the interesting part of this is that there's no way to get off the road. There's like no little outlets. There's nothing to distract you now. So I was asking them, is she moving? Is she, what's going on with this road deal? You're fully clothed, which they're not pointing out anything specific with your clothing. You're just dressed. So there's nothing for me to call out there. But the fact that, and you're walking and you're just kind of like looking around like in it, like you're in a daze a little bit. And the fact that nothing is in front of you, this is very interesting because this may mean that it'll show you like as a signpost that if you have a choice to make to go down like A or B and you're not sure what to do, the way that it's forming in front of you, it almost looks as if it's saying you can keep walking forward and you can form the path as you go, but it's almost like your own free will is what's deciding where you're going. It's not like the path is actually already there, if that makes sense. And something like that, to watch that, I know the feeling that would come with that would be a little bit of maybe anxiety or just the feeling of stress of this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like this is the way I should be going. And the thing is when a path is blessed, kind of like if God says, this is the way I want you to go, everything will boom, 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 boom. Everything will just like fall into place. You don't even have to really try. He may stall things, he may stop them for a little while, but here I'm watching this path just kind of appear as you step. And that tells me that pay close attention to when you make a decision between point A and point B. If you decide something because you want it, the real saying, do not lean onto your own understanding is very important here, because you do not want to make any choices on pathway that you want. You want to make sure that you are basically going, okay, I don't even care. I don't care how it turns out. I just don't care anymore. Just show me the way to go. By doing that, you are removing your own free will. And I'm watching going, this is like almost like hey, pay attention to your choices right now. If you step and you start to feel nauseous, back up. Don't take that route. And I want to say this with purchases too. The real simple way to say this, don't make any emotional decisions right now. Make sure everything is logical and well thought out. Nothing emotional at this point for you, Tina, because you will make a decision based on an earthly want and desire. Whereas if you're logical about it right now, you'll end up kicking in your mind that, allow spirit to flow through and help you to weigh out everything. You'll make a better decision, even if you feel like, man, I really wanted to do this and I know it's not, I shouldn't, I'm not. So it'll be kind of like that. Your human part will be kind of let down, but your spirit part will know you're making the right decision, even though it sucks that you have to make it. Believe me, I've walked away from situations crying before, going, I thought this was it. I thought this was fate, man. And it's not. And it sucks when that happens, but you can do it. So, Patty, I'm sorry, Tina's reading took up all of your time, Patty. So I'm really sorry. I have to skip you. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Where is Patty? Where's Patty at? Smile, Patty. There you are. I see you. I see you. Wait, weren't you at the prison too? Wasn't that you? Was it you, Patty? At the prison? That was you. Okay. All right. I thought I recognized your. Okay. All right. All right. That was fun. That was fun. Okay. So Patty. Okay, so Patty, the first thing that you guys are talking about right away, it looks like a reconnection or reconciliation with family. It looks like almost the bringing together of family, and it looks like what they're saying here. I'm watching as the want and desire to reconnect with one or two people. However, this is not a time to kowtow or to back down from what you know in your heart is either correct or right, and allow yourself to be mistreated, if that makes any sense. And so the fact I'm watching this play out, and I'm watching someone come up to you who, and it looks like there's a man and a woman. And it almost looks like this is somebody that you would be really excited about seeing or conversing with again. And all of a sudden, this situation or something comes up and it's wrong. Like their perception about the situation is wrong. Their knowledge or their memory of it is incorrect. And if you correct it or try to explain yourself, I'm just going to tell you, and there's a bigger picture to this. I'll explain it. If you try to correct yourself or explain yourself, the conversation is done. It's over because they don't want to hear it. What this main thing is saying, the way they're playing this out to me, is somebody whom you may care a great deal about, who no longer serves a purpose in your life, is about to exit your life. And there is nothing you can do about it. Because if you try to do something about it, they will not listen. And then there will be no truth to the relationship because they're not going to be willing to allow whatever it is to actually unfold. And you're going to find, why is this? This is sad. I'm so sad. This person's no longer in my life. God is basically saying, girl, I got this cord because this is not working anymore. And it's only holding you back. This person cannot walk on this journey with you. Where you're going, they cannot go. And so when you find yourself really trying hard to explain or to get someone to see your point and they won't, that's okay. You're not here to do that. That is something that will fall on them at a later time. And just trust God. Trust that he sees it for what it is. He sees it for a bigger picture as to what it is. And a reconciliation may be what you want, or a meeting of the minds, regaining of a friendship, but it's not going to serve you properly anymore. It is, and something like that too, when God starts disconnecting people and situations from us and from our life, it's because they no longer serve us or serve our life properly. And he's also trying to get us to pay more attention to him. Like, hey, hello, I'm over here. He's trying to get us to look at him for answers or conversation. And so he will pull, I mean, there's times he may pull everything from your life just so that you'll focus on him and talk to him and have that communion time with him. I'm not talking about like breaking bread and drinking wine. I'm talking about, hey, dude, it's me. You don't think I talk to him like I do? Like, God, it's me. It's Rebecca. I had the worst freaking day. You already know, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. That's how my conversations go at night, because he is like my best bud and he listens to everything I say. So should you. Just talk to him just like a friend. And also do not be sad when you cannot rekindle something that you can't control what other people do. You can't control what they're going to think or say or do. So it is what it is. Some people are just not nice. Some people are not nice. So you let go and you walk on. Okay. All right. So what I want to do, let me see here. I know there's a couple people who are still, they're not here. And so this person did not show up. And is Julie L here? Hey, JV. Oh, JV was here. JV Johnson. I don't know if you guys know JV Johnson. JV was here. He has a whole mess of, you probably have seen him on, well, he hasn't been on in a while, but he has a show with Jason Hawes, and he's been on Ghost Hunters quite a bit. He was hanging out with us tonight. He should have said hi a lot sooner. But he also has a whole bunch of podcasts he does. If you check him out on Facebook, go to Taps Media with JV Johnson. You can check out all the stuff he's doing. He's also doing a political thing with Britt from Ghost Hunters as well. So let's check out here. So Kenda is not here. All right. I want to make sure I'm getting, so Kenda's not here. Is Julie L here? There's no Julie. Julie L is not here. Kelsey, is Kelsey here? Raise your hand if you're here. Nope. Oh, there's Kelsey. Okay, Kelsey, let me get you in there. Let's get Kelsey in there. And Steph. Okay. And Lori, Heather. I'm going to just circle who all is here. So we've got who's Steph? Stephanie D. And Kelsey is here. And Lori N. Is that Lori up there? That's Lori. Okay. Is Nikki here? And Nikki is here. Bobby? No Bobby. Bobby is here. There's a Bobby. All right. And Catherine C. Catherine. No, Catherine. Stacy P. Stacy P is here. All right. But we're missing, and we've got Heather here now. Heather Townsend is here. Julie T. No, Julie. Okay. And Marcia is not here. All right. Bam. So let's see what I can do here. We have quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Do I have time? Holy cow, I don't know. All right. Let's see what I can get done here. I really want to let you guys ask questions. I wonder what I can do faster. I could probably, okay. Let's do this. Stephanie, if you want to unmute real quick, Stephanie. Or you want, I can try to unmute you as well. There we go. Okay, hold on one second, Steph. So I'm going to give you guys each something that I haven't read, and then I'm going to have you guys just, if you've got a question or a general, then I will go there, because I want to make sure that I give everybody a chance to at least ask questions about their readings and so forth. So Stephanie, I am supposed to tell you before you have a question. You've got what appears to be I would think this is like a sisterly energy that comes through. So sisterly or best friend, someone female, very close, who's coming through. Your personalities actually look alike as well. And it almost looks like it would be the kind of energy where personality is so much similar. It could create a major bond, but at the same time cause a butting of heads, like boop, boop, because you're similar personality. She comes through in a way that feels like a really close bond, sisterly kind of energy or bond, someone very close to you. And I can see you talking to her where she would be like, hey, will you get me a glass of water? And you're like, oh, I can see the play between you guys as far as the reaction goes. It's nothing but love, but it is also just like, oh, why don't you just get up and get it yourself? It's funny the interaction I'm watching between the two of you. And again, this person is passed over, and I'm trying to see if she is like actual age of sister or she feels older. And I was even throwing in the possibility of an aunt, cousin, or mom in there, but she feels closer to your tier of generation or age. I'm thinking there might be an A around this person's name, like Amanda or Amy or something, but an A name that comes through. Do you have a question that I can answer for you? I can't hear you. Hold on a second. Can't hear you. She's muted. Okay, try again. Hold on. No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Wonder why. I can't hear. Why is nothing working? Somebody else unmute and see if we can hear you talk. I could hear everybody in the beginning. And now all of a sudden I can't hear people. Let's get Heather, unmute for me, would you? It won't let you unmute.
Now I did.
Oh, who did that?
That's me, Heather.
Heather. Okay. That's interesting. It won't let anybody unmute.
No, it says that the host won't allow us to unmute. You have to ask us to unmute.
Yeah, I know. I unmuted Steph. This is so weird. It's not letting anybody okay. And you unmuted. Okay.
Yeah, after you sent me the request, the first time I tried to unmute myself, it said I couldn't.
Yeah, and I unmuted Steph too. That's interesting. Huh. And I can't hear Steph.
Did she choose to do that? Did she choose to do dial-in or audio over the internet?
I don't know. I've never had a problem with it. Huh. Maybe her audio isn't connected. Is everybody, I'll have everybody unmute because this is so weird. So I'm gonna ask everyone to unmute.
Test.
Yes, I can hear whoever said test.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, I'm asking everybody. This is so weird. I've never had to do this before. It must be a
Unmuted now.
we are echoing. All right. Okay. Honey. Yeah, we're echoing over everybody's computers now. Okay. Okay, so at least I can get everybody unmuted. All right. So, Steph, I know we can't get you to speak. Can you put it in the chat room maybe?
One hand mute.
Okay. And Heather, you're already off of speaker, right? I'm going to unmute you again. I have to ask you to unmute. So we'll wait for Steph. Okay, Steph, you type your question into the chat room for me, okay? All right. And so Heather, you are here.
Yes.
Okay. So for you, really quickly, and then I'll let you ask a question. But what they're showing is that you are crossing from like a small stream. You could actually hop across it if you wanted to, but instead of hopping across it, you are, or even taking like a little step bridge, you're deciding to go down and walk across these, what looks like
Uh-oh.
3 different.
You're frozen. I can't hear
frozen.
you.
I'm frozen.
Hmm.
You guys can still hear me okay?
I lost you. You got frozen.
Okay. So instead, you're like, there's like a little stream that instead of like, you could take the step bridge or you could even hop across it safely. You're deciding to get down, like ledging down off the bank, and you're crossing 3 different little flat stepping stones across to get to the other side. So imagine the stepping stones are very slick. They're covered in moss and water, and it's precarious. And so what spirit is ultimately saying is whatever situation that you're trying to get from comfort right now to discomfort or new risky new situations you've never done before, there are easier ways. Do not put yourself in any difficult situation just to say, I have to learn how to do this myself. If someone is going to offer you like, hey, I have done this before, this is how you should do it, take their advice and do something the easier route, because there's no reason right now for you to have to put yourself in a difficult situation that would cause you to end up in the water, because then once you're in the water, you're going to feel like everything was a mistake or out of control. And it doesn't have to. It could be just like a real quick boop and you're on the other side instead of struggling to cross this water as it's moving. What kind of question do you have? Interesting stuff. Okay. Heather, did you have a question? Oh, you're muted. Why does everybody keep muting all of a sudden? There you go. I've never had that happen before. I don't know why everybody gets muted. Did you have a question, Heather?
I don't. I muted, but no, I don't have a question.
Okay. Okay. Well, then in that case, make sure that once you find yourself with that inertia to move into a situation, and those kind of times, those transformative changes, they are difficult because they require change, not only from us, but from our loved ones around us. And usually, change is difficult. It's hard for ourselves, but when we ask someone else to change their situation for us, they really have to care to want to do that. So just make sure that you take the easier route, not put yourself into a difficult situation. Stacy P. Where's Stacy? Stacy Plus. There she is. Whoop, whoop. Okay, I'm gonna unmute you here too. So weird. I have to ask people to unmute. I don't get it. Okay. So Stacy, let's take a peek at you here. I'm watching you. You're kind of hopping from your beach to the dunes. You're displaced. You're hard to nail down, and you're very mobile in the way that you are moving about and not wanting to stay in one place. The usual factors around that, if I flip you really quickly to the earthly path, everything in work and career and money looks okay. I don't see any issues there. Not that your life is boring. I wouldn't say that in the least, but because you're so solution oriented, that's what I think they're trying to show me, that every time you hit a wall or there's something to deal with, you're a person who comes up with the solutions to things rather than focusing on the problems. Part of that comes from life lessons and the compassion that you learn as you're going through how to treat people, because you don't want to be treated a certain way, or you have already been treated that way. So this compassion builds with you. It makes you a very good listener and a very good counselor as well. I could see you counseling or guiding and leading people even ministering to people that don't even realize that you're helping them. And the thing is you're not like, oh, honey, can I help you? You're like, dude, seriously, get up, freaking go do it. Stop whining, put on your big boy britches. You're not one to sugarcoat or soft speak. You're just not that way. And it's basically because you don't allow people to feel sorry for themselves, and you don't allow people to have a pity party, at least for too long. And so if someone is wallowing in sadness, you're the one that goes and pulls them out of the apple barrel and gets them a shower and makes them not stink and feeds them and says to get up. So if you've ever questioned your purpose here, you have been fulfilling it already for a long time in how you relate to people. So always know that you are a requirement in many people's lives. So counseling, working with people, helping people get up and find their new pathway, you would do. Even volunteering, let's say like a YWCA or someplace where people are having difficulty with their life would be pretty awesome. Did I lose Stacy? Oh, there she is. She's at the bottom. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Did you have a question, Stace, that I can answer for you?
I don't. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Now, if you guys do come up with questions or have questions that you didn't want to ask during the live gallery, please do not hesitate to send me a message and just say, hey, I didn't get this covered and I was curious about this. And if I get something, I will email that back to you. What was that? Is somebody in there? Did that sound? It sounded like somebody was just talking. But, okay, we won't go there. All right, Kelsey is still here. All right, Kelsey, where's Kelsey? Where'd she go? There she is. All right. All right. Kelsey, you are unmuted, right? Okay. Okay. Do you have a birthday or something? I don't know why. I'm seeing cake around you and I'm like supposed to say happy birthday or something to somebody, either you or someone around you, but it's like happy birthday. You smell like a birthday. I don't know why you smell like a birthday. I'm being told to tell you right now, and I hope I'm not too late, but save your money. Do not make any big purchases right now. Save your money because you're going to want it. And this goes into one of those when we feel like we're going to lose something or we're going to miss out. Sometimes we'll jump on something because we don't want to lose, and that jumping on it was a little too soon because what we really wanted comes right after that. So just no major purchases right now. Wait at least until we have 2 weeks of two weeks of May left. Wait until June to make any purchases, because it feels almost as if it's a car or a home, or you're going to be investing your money or purchasing something big, wait until June. There's a good reason for it. I'm not sure if it's the price that's all price, or if it's because what you really want in the bigger scheme of things comes at a later date. So don't rush to any judgment right now. And then also something about visitors. Somebody's coming to stay with you. Somebody is going to be coming to stay with you. I see you opening your door to someone, and someone will be staying with you for a little while. So as long as it's someone you like and you don't mind that they stay for a little while. I don't see it as like a crasher or anything like that, like somebody who's like, oh, I need a place to stay indefinitely. I don't see that, but I do see you having a visitor for a while. Do you have a small dog too, like a little creamy looking dog about the size of like a Lhasa Apso or something like that? Do you have a smaller
Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu? Okay, they are smaller. They're fluffy though, right? They have like a curly tail like a Lhasa.
Yep.
Okay,
I used to have a Lasso.
You did. Did he have a human name like Fred or something? Henry? Did he have a human name?
My Lasso was Grover.
Grover.
and my Shiba is Odie.
Odie? Oh, that's funny. I don't know why I'm thinking like I hear like a human name like Grover. I guess Grover, but Grover's cute. I had a friend whose dog's name was Grover. That's from Sesame Street, isn't it? I think so. Grover. I think Grover was from Sesame Street. Because Tiger was the Brady Bunch. Okay. Do you have any questions that I can answer for you, Kelsey?
Just kind of like what's going ahead. I lost my job last week, so
Oh. Okay. You lost your job last week. That's probably why they're saying no major purchases, no major investments. Just hang on to your money. Something's going to come along. As far as work goes, it's not, your next job is not going to come from your current network of people, places, and things. It's actually going to come from out on the water. So that represents something that you've either never done before or a new company. And it also means that it'll be something that you seek out. So it'll be coming from like you looking on Indeed or you finding something in the want ads, but you find this job and then the boat will appear to take you out on it. So it's not going to come like, hey, Kelsey, I was thinking about you in this. So it'll be a whole new situation and experience for you that you find, which is awesome. So I would just start looking. I would just start, you know what, if you want to take a week or two off to kind of debrief yourself and work through things, that's cool. But I do see you with a new job pretty quickly. You just feel like the connection between you and other people is very strong. The communication aspect of what you do is very strong. That'd be, you look like you deal with people like mean people or cranky people. I don't know. Did you do that before? Were you dealing customer service or were you human resources?
I've been in retail banking for the last 12 years.
Oh my God. Yeah. Good. Yeah. And cranky people yeah, but you're very good at it though. You deal with people very well. So don't discount that at all because you're good at dealing with cranky people. Yeah. Ugh. I don't like retail. I don't do well in retail. Okay, Lori. Where's Lori? Lori is right there. Okay, Lori. Let's take a peek. I just read for you, didn't I, yesterday, Lori? That's so funny. I'm glad you're here. I was like, can I just read for Lori Norberg? Okay. All right. So let's take a peek at you here. And the best part about it is when I'm reading for people, I don't remember a thing. I don't remember readings. So let's take a peek at Lori. What do you guys have to tell Lori today? What do we have that maybe wasn't covered? Something new? Let's put her on the beach. And okay. It's so funny. I'm trying to stick you in the beach. Like I'm trying to drop you and you keep going out onto a raft. Like I'm dropping you on the beach and you're like right out onto a raft. And so being on a raft means that at some point you would have, there would be opportunity coming and you would have gotten on a raft and you almost look like you're contemplating or sitting and waiting. And this will always involve work. It always involves career path and the fact that your current situation wouldn't be completely as you want it right now. It wouldn't be settled to the point where you're happy and dancing and stuff like, who was it? Who was doing that? Teresa, who was dancing around on her beach for a while. So you are, there is change coming that is going to reground you on your beach. Again, being anchored on a raft means that God's not going to let you float out to water. Have the confidence in yourself, have the wherewithal and the confidence to know that when this opportunity arrives that you go for it. You also have, from this perspective, you have torches on your beach. Excuse me, my eye. Torches represent like a beacon to a reminder. Don't get you lost. It allows you that even in a moment where you're unsure of where to go or how to go about it, these torches that are on your beach will bring you back, like guide you back. And I think that's important when we are going through transformative times, because sometimes we do feel lost or we lose our way. And that means you're not always going to be able or want to trust your vision or your eyes. You're really going to have to trust what you don't see. You're going to have to trust your gut and how you feel about things and people and situations, because your eyes may deceive you in the coming months. So you're really going to have to go with how you feel about things. It's just, yeah. Confidence, keep your confidence up. Health looks okay. Interesting. Ah, man. I don't know. Was that something we covered in your reading? No? Okay, good. At least it wasn't what we covered in your reading. All right. All right. Nikki D. And then Bob, there's Nikki. All right. Okay. All right. Nikki, I will unmute you here. There you go. I don't know why it's so stupid that it's making me do. Okay. All right. So Nikki, you look like, well, your energy looks like you just came out of a cave or a dark tunnel. Like all of a sudden you're looking up at the light and it's bright out. The representation of coming out of a fog or a situation that would have had you feeling foggy, or just in a place where things may not have been completely clear for yourself. It is coming out of a possible spiritual darkness. And a lot of times if we're in situations on an earthly level or a human level that are not conducive to positive growth and positive thinking, it can make us feel like we're just in a shell of darkness. And you come out of what, I swear, it just looks like a big train tunnel or a cave. And I cannot see into it. All I see is the shadow of a person coming out, and then it's you, and you're in like a pair of beige capri pants and some Keds, white, of course, and like a t-shirt, yellow t-shirt, and then like a cardigan. Your hair is pulled back. Yellow is very important here because yellow represents the friendliness of a person, but then it also represents the need to balance, because you are often not recognized as having any problems. So people look at you and go, oh, she's fine. She's good. She's okay. Nick's fine. She's got no, you don't, and they don't ask you if you're okay because you don't portray that there's anything wrong. So you have this tears of a clown aspect going on, and it can lead to like hidden melancholy and sadness and depression that you go through in waves, because you have to deal with everything alone, because nobody really questions if you're okay or not. And so spirit wants to recognize and wants to acknowledge this aspect, that he sees that you're always there for everyone. It's kind of like in Cinderella, in the new version where she's wearing the dress, and what's her name from, I forget her. She's in all of those movies, Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, and she's the fairy godmother, and Cinderella's like crying at the well, and, oh, I'm never gonna go to this party, and blah blah blah. And she goes, oh darling, can you get me some milk? And she's like, oh sure, fine. And all of a sudden she's like turned off her tears and her own sadness and her own pain, and she gets up and goes get her snack and some hot milk. And that is kind of how they represent you, as not someone to throw up all of your issues and problems on people. So spirit wants you to wants you to know that he recognizes all that you do for his other children, and that he sees it and he knows. And that it's also that you take that spiritual time for yourself, spend it with him, but then do not label yourself in any way, shape, or form as being a certain way, because it's not. It's just that you act in a certain way because that's how you have to get through it. Meaning you act happy even if you're not, but you're not sad and depressed. That's not who you are. It's just something that you're feeling in that moment. So he doesn't want you to sit back and go, oh, this is who I am, because it's not. The outfit is fine for what you're coming out of, this dark cave. And whatever you just exited, it feels like it left a massive school, like of life impression on you, like a bad relationship or something, like you got out of something negative. And I don't know, it's something I don't think you'd ever forget. If once you meet a narcissist, once you know an evil person, you'll never forget it. So make sure you also pay attention to those behaviors and new people that enter your life. And this goes for everyone as well. Like if you're talking to someone and they start doing something like this, and you're like, wait a second, I know somebody and this is what they used to do. And you remind me so much of them. Oh, really? Oh my God, that's not good. The moment you recognize, the moment you recognize a behavior or a way of something, a way of person does or says anything, and you can connect it, walk away. You don't have to learn that lesson again. You've already done it. Super important. Super important. Okay. Did you have any questions too? Did you have any questions that you came up with, Nikki?
I don't have any questions, but that's totally spot on. I just left a job that had happened, and I had left a marriage prior that I had some similar stuff. So it's just, you just always nail it. I'm just in all of you. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Well, you came out of a cave, so don't go back in the dark caves.
Exactly. I always find my way to those. So hopefully I chose better this time.
You know, you're probably like, wow, that's a dark cave. I wonder if somebody's lost in there. I better go in and find out. And then you do, you go in and find out. Exactly. And you're like, well, crap, there was a lot of lost people in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't do it anymore. You don't need to. Excellent.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And then Bobby. Where's Bobby? Is Bobby? There's Bobby. I was like, Bobby didn't leave. Okay, Bobby, let's take a peek at you. All right. Okay, are we right on time? Oh, we're a little bit over. Okay, a couple minutes. I'm gonna read Bobby. Okay, so Bobby, okay. So Bobby, the first thing, it actually looks like I'm walking behind you on your beach. The water is to the left, and there are really huge footprints in the sand. And you're walking and stepping in each one of them, like precisely stepping in each one of them. And I was thinking, wow, that takes a lot to like line up those footprints and to walk in that person's shoes, whoever that is, but they are big enough to be a man's shoes. And then I stepped back. I know it's so fast, like this stuff happens so quickly for me to see it all, but a gentleman that looks like a father figure, taller, with his feet are larger, at least larger than yours, because you look like you might be quite a bit shorter than him or petite. And he is talking about pride, or how proud he is of the way that you've walked. And it also, he's saying something about you having changed the course of your life based not on money or finances, but on fulfillment or purpose. I know that sounds weird. It would be like going to school for law school, and then in the midst of everything, just changing it to become a painter on the street or something. So he's saying like he's proud of the fact that you're driven more by what you're capable of doing in any setting, rather than how you're doing it, where you choose to do it for a material. There's no materialist aspect of it. It's coming more from an inside, I guess is the only way to put it. It's coming more from you or inside of you. And there's pride there. And that's something about originally you stepping in his footsteps or following in his footsteps to make him proud, and then changing that, which made him happier, because then you were fulfilling your own purpose and not his own, that he couldn't see in the beginning because he was more focused on the earthly things. I don't know if I'm confusing you, but I have to unmute you too. Here we go. But he's wanting you to know that you didn't screw anything up, and that there's pride there. And then I'm also supposed to give you what looks like a medal. I know that's so weird, but I'm supposed to give you a medal, like I'm handing you a medal. And what was that? That almost sounded, I don't know what that was either. It sounded almost like somebody was trying to speak.
think I know who that is.
You do know who it is? Does it sound like somebody's trying to talk right now?
I don't hear anything right now, but I think I know who the person is that I'm supposed to be following their footsteps.
Okay.
I have made a decision to change a lot in my life at this point.
Good.
Yeah. So
It's hard.
it's
hard.
very hard.
It's hard because you question your sanity. You question your capability, your ability. Is it too late? Do I start this? Is it dumb for me to do this? Are people going to talk? There's so many factors that we consider when it comes to the human relation, and none of it really matters. What matters is that you are able to sleep at night. What matters is that you are doing something that you feel like I helped with that. I did that. Maybe I showed the way or whatever, it may be just something
Has
less
come
than
through.
that.
Yeah. The same person has come through for me in the past.
Oh, okay. With
Yeah.
me or with someone else?
No, with somebody else.
Okay. So that's great. So
Yeah.
it's a confirmation for you then that
Yes.
this person is definitely around you. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what else they smell like? They smell, I know this sounds so strange, but they smell like aluminum or like pennies. Like if you were to put money in your mouth, they smell like I excavated money or something. It's weird, like metallic. They smell like metallics. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Pennies and coins, they taste
Mhm.
metallic.
Yep.
That's interesting. That's super interesting. Wow. Well, I'm glad that
Thank
they
you.
are around you, confirming your pathway for you and letting you know everybody here has to watch for their pennies, feathers, and dimes as well. Everyone has to do that because they will totally throw those at your feet when you're least expecting it. Okay, so we are totally done, but does anybody have any questions that I might be able to answer for them before that? Okay, Jose, let me undo you here. There you go. I have to figure out, well, how do I undo that? I cannot have that. People are muted all the time.
So I'll keep
Go ahead.
my question brief. I was hoping to connect to someone that that was a big part of my life that just passed. But I heard that when you were doing Juanita's reading, I heard a lot that made sense to me.
Okay.
Could that be it? Like, could it be like a message for someone else, but you connect with it?
No, that's totally possible, especially in a group setting. But are you talking about, you have a female, is there an S around her? Is that an S name around her? Like
No.
Susan or is there somebody here with a female that's like a Susan or a Sue? You're welcome, Bobby. Is there anyone with a C or an S sound in here right now? Interesting. So strong. I wonder if I'm connecting to somebody. And Juanita is gone. I wonder if that's for her. The only thing when you started talking, Jose, was I have a female energy that comes through. And where did he go? Let me see. You actually kind of resemble her. Same shape of the face. Her nose is different a little bit, but you're a man, and so she probably has just more feminine features. And looking at your face, she has bigger eyes than you. And her hairline is lower on her forehead, but her hair is also curly. She looks like she may have needed glasses. I don't know if she wore them, but she may have needed them.
It could be their mom. Because you said something about being in the kitchen and feeling people walk around you or stand right next to you, and that always happens to me.
Interesting. So I wonder if this woman is around.
Could be my mother-in-law.
What is her name?
Juanita.
Oh, her name is Juanita. Interesting. Yeah. Did I read Juanita right after you as well?
No, it was further down.
She was further down. I was gonna say, I was wondering if there was like a correlation, then if I jumped straight to her after you, if I was picking up the name. That's interesting.
Because it's my husband passed,
Uh-huh.
and his mom passed right before him, and then he passed. And
Oh.
then it was like a really vivid dream that I had where he came and he told me if everything was okay. Like he told me that everything was okay.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because she had something about the dream was real.
Yeah.
That's
And-
right.
And every night that I go to sleep, I always ask him, are you okay? Are you okay? You know, I know you told me you're okay, but I want to know if you're okay. And it's almost, I heard him, like when you were saying that, I heard him tell me, no, are you okay?
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I do love that. And being that everybody was muted apparently and couldn't unmute themselves, it was impossible for you to speak up. But the one thing I can tell you about your husband is he's talking about this has got to be like house slippers or slippers of some kind. He's talking about something on his feet. They look brown. They look fuzzy. So I'm thinking slippers of some kind. I don't think they're like boat shoes or anything, but they look like something you'd wear around a house. And he's wanting what looks like he wants me to acknowledge like a small square floor mat. But this looks like it's something in the bedroom, like near the bed or by the bedside table, but it would be something. I know that's a weird place to put a floor mat, like a rug or something. Maybe it's in the bathroom, but he's talking about these slippers. I don't think you wear them outside, moccasins or something.
Oh my God.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. He had
He's
a pair
still-
of moccasins, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Does he have them? Do you still have them?
No, I don't know where they are.
Oh my gosh, now if those moccasins show up out of the blue, I don't know. He's just wanting me to talk about these things on his feet. And he keeps putting them by the bed on what looks like a floor mat. So if he's coming to you and while you're in that unconscious state, it's definitely a conversation to let you know that he's okay. And
Like
if it's his mom that I'm picking up, maybe that's why I'm seeing her, because that correlation between the two.
they were very close, yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm glad he's coming through for you. I'm
So
sorry
that's
for your loss, but
Thank
I'm
you.
glad he's coming through.
And that's why I just had to ask. I'm like, well, I know that I ask him every night, are you okay? But it's like, no, are you okay? Like I'm home.
I'm glad you hear that.
I'm
glad you hear that.
fine. Are you okay?
That's awesome. I'm glad you hear that. That's
Thank you.
That's very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. Does anybody else have any questions before we go? Chad, let me undo you there. All right. Got it? Okay.
Hi. I was just wondering if you see any messages coming through or see anything for Robin by chance, or anybody coming to talk to us.
I know this, I've learned to just say things as weird as they sound, but it almost looked like I saw someone run past with red hair. I don't know why. Auburny red hair. And it was so fleeting and I was going to ignore it, but then see, now I've got somebody around me here too. I just watched him walk to my right, but I'm saying it because there's been times when they're like, oh yeah. And I thought, oh crap, I should have said that. So I'm at least going to you. Somebody, when you asked me that, went flying by with like an auburny red hair. And then somebody also, well, maybe it's you. I don't know, Chad, maybe maybe Robin's cooking or something, but it smells like brownies. Somebody smells like brownies, chocolate cake or brownies. And baked goods are always a heavenly thing for sure. Or maybe a favorite food, but I'm not seeing any person in particular coming through.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anybody coming through. Not a bad thing. It's just that sometimes they don't come through because they know we're okay. They know that they don't have to. It takes them a lot of energy. And so if they really know that a person is in need, that's when they'll come through.
Okay.
Otherwise, they just send us messages when they can.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Sure, tell Robin I said hi.
I will.
Tina, what are you guys doing with a flashlight on your head? Are you guys drunk?
I think it's probably a ceiling on in my kitchen.
She's got a Tina and them have like flashlights or something on her heads. Oh, it's an alien thing. It must be an alien thing. It's an alien thing. It's okay. I can't.
On Rebecca,
Yes.
on a good thing, Robin had number 15 of her chemo treatments, and she has one left.
Oh my God. Okay, I muted Tina. There we go. We were echoing. First of all, that's awesome news.
Yeah.
That may also be why nobody's coming through, because everything that she's going through, they can be supporting people. See, the thing is when they're in the domain, I am seeing them there. I see when they're around me. And when they are specifically, like, let's say next to the person I'm reading for, I usually have to do a remote view to get by you to find that person because they're on an earthly level. So if she's going through everything she is, it's very well possible that people are around her rather than where I'm able to see them because they're supporting her that way.
Okay.
But tell her,
Say hi.
hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Good.
Good. Excellent. Okay. All right. So what I want us to do is, if everything, with everything tonight, please do not hesitate to call, to message. You guys all know how to reach me both on Facebook and email. I will be happy to get back to everybody as well with any private questions or personal questions. And I appreciate you guys all joining tonight. It was a lot of fun. Watch for some other stuff too. I'm just going to try to get some things out there. And it's been crazy, and now I'm moving, so I thought I better get one of these in quickly or I won't for a long time. So thank you guys all very much. God bless you all, and stay strong, stay spiritual, have a talk with God, see what he says. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Good night, guys.